You dumb, beautiful fucker.
Who wants to be in America's slash fic with Abraham Lincoln?
Louisiana Purchase, that's a name.
You need to really get off my balls, okay? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Also, why was Michelangelo so stinky? Ew.
Here's some fucking eggs. Here's some fucking eggs.
No, I'm shoveling myself out of the fucking shit, all right?
No, you're gonna stay in that shit pile, and we're gonna call you the shit queen.
No, I'm shoveling myself out of the shit.
You're gonna eat nothing but eggs.
I'm shoveling myself out of the shit.
We're gonna give you some Mountain Dew Spark, though.
I'm already hyped up on Mountain Dew Spark.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
I got what? Fuck off.
I mean, it's all right. I mean,
no,
I didn't say it's bad.
It's fucking good. It's a boner pill.
But hear me out. Code Red.
I mean, Code Red's still good, you know.
Code Red slaps.
But Spark, I love raspberry. So like raspberry lemonade. Have you tasted it?
Yeah, that's the ones we have in the house.
Oh yeah. I saw you drink one. Okay.
Because our house is so cold, we just keep it on the floor.
That's fair. I bet they get cold pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, they're really cold.
Yeah.
And I used to be a fucking piece of shit.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got cold on the Spark hype. Because, like, one day I was going to a gas station. I was like, this is new. The art's pretty sick on it, too.
Yeah, like the car that's eating the raspberries and shit.
No, I tried it. I was like, holy fuck. This is...
Holy fuck.
It's sour. It's sour and sweet. And so, yeah, Colt likes it. I got their mom to try it, Crystal. She likes it. So, yeah. Gonna infect everybody with it. It's good. It's a good time.
Yeah, it tastes like candy.
We've been recording. So
for like a solid about 2 minutes.
So all they're gonna hear as soon as from the beginning is shit, eggs.
Yes.
And Mountain Dew Spark.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 247 of AllYouCanHear podcast. I'll be your host today, Patrick, and joining me today are my two crusty co-hosts.
Go.
No.
That was
what you like being called crusty?
No.
Okay, I'm Wenzel. That's JoJo. You can't see me. I'm pointing to JoJo. We have a heater next to us too. It's real nice, real fucking nice.
Yeah,
because it's so fucking cold.
So fucking cold. And that's not their fault. It's just it finally turned into fucking winter.
Yeah, because in case you don't know, the weather is already pretty erratic in the South. But then after having basically summer / spring weather in December, just like all of a sudden like a switch, January it's butt ass cold.
Yeah, like it was crazy because there was that one day where there was a fucking tornado warning put out.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, fuck. And then, like, you know, it just kept raining. And then it just got cold. And then it kept raining, too. And then at some point, it fucking snowed. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? All the bugs came out because they thought, oh, it's okay now. And then they all fucking died like that because it got fucking cold.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. No, because there was like, so like it rained a day or maybe a few days ago. And I come outside and there's just all these dead fucking worms. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you idiots. You're so stupid.
Stupid worm.
God, fucking weather in Alabama. She's a capricious wench.
It really shows, you know, after 5 years in the show, all you have left to talk about is the weather.
How about them Braves?
Oh my God. You know, Georgia. Fuck, I don't know. Like,
what the fuck is in Georgia?
The Bulldogs.
Oh yeah, they did beat us for the national.
Okay, so
also
I could not be fucked to care about.
It's a running bit that all Georgia fans they bark.
They bark. Yep. For preference, there's only 3 of us right now. There's some shit going on,
And LSU fans will throw AA batteries at you.
That is true.
That is
true.
That is fucking true.
I mean, I wish I was joking.
That's not a joke.
But it is not a joke.
Yeah,
not.
But I mean, Alabama fans will also teabag you because that did happen.
But on the SEC sliding chaotic chart, LSU fans are chaotic evil.
They really are. Or at least they have a reputation.
They are because with how crazy University of Alabama fans, it's like I always hear the fans from other fucking schools who are just batshit fucking nuts.
I remember my dad said, and my dad is like 61 years old. He says one of the top 3 best fights he's ever seen in person happened at an LSU game.
Fuck. What's up with those fuckers at Louisiana? God damn. What do they do in the swamp? No, they fight fucking alligators, so they have to, of course they start fucking fights with human beings. A step up, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, they got damn swamp things just like willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Trim that shit up.
They steal your copper.
JoJo, we have copper here.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I can't let people know we have copper in our house.
Wait a minute.
We're sitting on a copper mine.
Wait a minute. You have copper?
It's like, well, you don't know the first thing about stealing copper, and neither do we.
Neither do we.
Okay, anyway, and then last week we did a banner episode, but because there was not really much turnaround for us to do stuff between then, we're doing another banner episode because what the fuck not?
Yeah, because we've been trying to do our first of the year planning session each Saturday of January, but something else has come up.
Something always fucking comes up, and then the thing is too is that we couldn't do it today because we're not whole. Again, some personal shit's going on, in somebody else's life right now. So no worries. But then next week I'm not gonna be here. So again, it's like we still can't fucking do it, and then we're about to go into February.
Which luckily I have something at least pinned out for February, so we can jump right into it. But behind the curtains, we always try to plan out the first quarter of the year around the New Year's.
Yeah, and it's this is a completely different situation too, unparalleled to anything because I don't know. Everybody officially had. At some point, everybody officially had a job.
Yeah, because Wenzel quit his job.
Which
I love
Which
how
I'm really glad he did because that sounded miserable as fuck.
The whole story has just been horrific. But it is funny that first official episode of the year, Wenzel's maybe we're trying to get Wenzel to quit his job, but then Wenzel quit his job.
Yeah, no, it was I mean, I saw it happen, and it was so funny because we were with all the shit I said. I was worried. I was like, I wonder, are my bosses or my manager, are they going to hear this? I was like, I don't fucking care because I'm gonna quit anyway. So just let it all fucking out, I guess.
I mean,
why not? And I did, and
also I doubt they're going to listen to your fucking podcast.
I doubt it too. Like it'd be so funny though if somebody was like, "Hey, did you hear what that Wenzel guy said about you on their podcast?
It's fucked.
It's fucked up."
You'll never believe what he said. Coming on the news, the nightly news at 6 a.m.
The fucking Tuscaloosa News finds like our fucking dog and pony show. And this is
coming in. Wenzel Wilkie called Lo-Fi Pizza a piece of shit.
It said it is a hellhole, and this little brown fucker, these little scumbags are recording all of this shit in their basement, talking about cum, sex, killing, murder, all of this.
Damn, that was all in one episode too.
No, it was it was so funny because it didn't take long. It wasn't too long till after that. It's already been 10 days now. Put my 2-week notice in, but it's been 10 days, so that week, the start of that week was I already had a wake up call, but talking to two fucking strangers who were just who were super kind and understanding, and them even saying that, please, honey, save yourself. I was like, fuck. So, yeah. Which, going back to Georgia, though, so we had to work that night, right? And we had, lucky for us, we got a TV installed to where we could play the fucking game, so people can get their goddamn pizza and watch fucking football. And so Georgia wins. Everybody is just going crazy, and then we get a whole fucking group of people to come in, and I fucking hate football fans, because man, they're fucking crazy. I'm like there's literally people like just fucking like just screaming about like, this fucking sucks. And then at some point, some girl like, you could have at least just been a little bit joking, but no, she wasn't. She was looking at me dead in the fucking face, saying, "Turn off the fucking TV," like screaming, being the whitest, blondest bitch you'd ever seen, saying like, "Turn off the fucking TV," like, screaming. Like I can't, I'm not exaggerating. She was fucking screaming, and it was kind of scary.
Hey, Wenzel, was she screaming?
And I literally just go down to my phone and I'm like, boom, done. But they're getting so fucking crazy, they literally climb over our fucking benches to unplug the goddamn TV. Like, fucking really? Jesus Christ.
I mean, it can't be understated living in the headquarters of Alabama Crimson Tide land, where, college football supersedes religion here. So,
it really does.
So yeah, people are at best passionate, at worst just craven jackasses.
Like, for real, like I don't know. I think about it. Like, I appreciate that whole like community, getting together, watching some football and stuff. And I appreciate that kind of like the parties and stuff and whatever, what have you. But then when I think about it more, it makes me really fucking sad, because I'm like, that's all they have.
It really is. And
because if you were to take it away, it'd be so fucking depressing.
no, what is so fucking hilarious, and I love this so much, is fucking Coach Nick Saban on a lot of things politically is based as fuck. And like, they're just, all these like Republican dipshits are just having to fucking eat it. And they're just like, God damn it, you're winning us national championships, but how dare you say Black Lives Matter? But
you know what? After that, they're probably like, well, why don't you go with that Biden, Saban? Like,
well, like recently, like there's, I'm not super up to date on the current events, but there's a bill being passed in New York that's helped to fight voter suppression that the Republicans have been trying to do for the past decade or so. And Nick Saban was like, yo, I support this. And and I have to listen to conservative talk radio in the morning with my boss. Oh. So like fucking the Tuscaloosa conservative radio, they're just fucking shitting their pants. They're just like, God damn you, Saban, you shut the fuck up, but you also win us championships. Fuck you.
I hope to God the day comes where
like they're going to have like a scanner's head explosion at
like when like the day that Nick Saban says trans rights or some shit, they will literally like self-destruct.
For real.
Their heads will explode like in Scanners.
Which like I can't fucking wait.
Oh my God, it's gonna be fucking good.
Because they were fucking pissed as fuck when Saban and the football team, they helped march when the protests were happening for BLM, and I know people who were throbbing like tumescent in anger.
And it's so funny because those same people will be like, like, I see both sides. I walk the middle. I how do I do a country accent? And that's a fucking lie. They're fucking biased and racist and stupid as hell. Like,
oh yeah, it's just and it's oh God, I hate dealing with people around here because it's so frustrating.
Because because there are people who will be obviously Republican, who will be obviously conservative, and then they'll be like, oh, but I'm. So, I'll explain later. Something fell off my head. Anyway, so and then they'll say shit like, "Oh, but I walk the middle line. You know, I see both sides," and it's just like
I don't have any allegiance to any party.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. Of course you live in a goddamn America. Of course you have a fucking bias. Of course you don't walk the middle line. Shut up.
Well, it's
in the middle of the Bible Belt. You don't think there's going to be a slant?
The
and what a lot of people believe
bias,
here.
yeah.
And then like also too, it's like I said, it's fucking America. The whole thing is political parties. There's no fucking way you could be here and like, I mean you can, but like in the Bible Belt at least.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, I doubt any of us support either of the fucking dipshit parties that we have. I mean, there's one we have to vote basically out of necessity. Even though like
it's
you'll
basically
hear
been a lateral move.
Really,
man. Oh, but why I should explain what fell off my fucking head.
Yeah, go.
So I decided, I don't know why, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna bring out my Hayatoko mask, and I got it way back in Okinawa, Japan, and it's a mask of a guy. He's the best way I can describe it is like he's kind of like pursing his lips, but kind of like as if he's shooting something out of his mouth, which is supposed to represent is him like breathing fire. There's a lot of different like origins for it.
Yeah, if you've seen anime, especially during like a big party or festival, you see that mask a lot because he has kind of head wrapped in like a cloth. Got one eye open, one eye squinted, and he's got his lips like tooted out. And that's what I like to know for like fire eaters.
Yeah, it's supposed to. There's a lot of like. There's one where it was like it might have some connection with a region where it's to pay homage to like sword making or like fire and steel to the blacksmiths of that area or whatever. So they breathe fire. Making swords and shit. And so I brought it with me. I was like, I'm gonna wear it because I love this fucking mask. It's actually pretty. Well, I've had it since 2015. It's been almost 7 years, and it has held up really nice.
Hell yeah.
We all came to the show today with some accessories.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Star Wars beanie on JoJo. Yep. 90s hat on Pat.
Yeah, my podcast hat. I think it's the first time I wore it for AYCH, so.
Yeah. It's a good hat, though.
I got this at the Halloween store.
Huh. That's cool.
We went Halloween shopping for last Halloween. It's like, you know what? I liked it so well, I got it, and now it's just an everyday hat.
It's a good ass hat. Hell yeah.
Just think radical, like Saved by the Bell opening. You have the gist.
Basically, yeah. But yeah, no, it kind of, when I think more about it, I'm like, man, that's because me and my dad have talked about this a lot too, surprisingly, even though as fucking conservative as he is, he's like, without football, there's literally nothing down here.
It really isn't.
And it makes me kind of sad. But then I was like, I don't fucking care.
Well, like my boss, he's a conservative, but he's not from around here. And when he's talking with people, he'll engage in the football conversation, but he'll just be like, yeah. He's just like, I just cannot be bothered. Really, it's just like, for some people, this is their only like reprieve from fucking the crushing mundanity of modern existence.
And you definitely kind of like, it's definitely something you're raised in. Like usually around here, you're raised in one or two, like Alabama football or Auburn football. And of course, this being Tuscaloosa, it's the literal home of the Crimson Tide. Yep. So like my house was a Roll Tide house, and most people I know, there might be a couple Auburn fans sprinkled around, but like you of course you find them closer you get to Auburn.
I think it's funny because like growing up, going to school and stuff, they try to instill that like state pride, into you. Yeah. And like, I know for the longest time, whenever anything, like any media or anything mentions like Alabama, University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, the Crimson Tide, I'm like, hey. But I will laugh at jokes though, mentioning, but anyway, but no, I'm like, who fucking cares? Like about goddamn, like, Alabama, like I don't give a shit. But that brings me into my other point of like, Pat recently sent me a clip from Crick of the Creek, where
which is a cartoon on Cartoon Network, Craig of the Creek.
where they had Filipino representation. And I was like, what the fuck? This is awesome. This is so awesome. Like, it's such a little like skit that I fucking, oh man, I was just any time. So let me explain what the bit was. So there's this girl, oh man, I can't remember who her character is, but she always wears like swimming gear or whatever. Like, she's going to the fucking pool, and Craig got invited to her house or something, and they have to go meet her Lola, and she was trying to,
Would you explain what Lola means?
Lola means grandmother. It means that in Spanish, but also in Filipino. Most, I think Tagalog, Cebuano, all of them, I think, or you're going to hear Lola referring to grandmother, Lola referring to grandfather. That's because the Philippines was under Spanish rule for 333 years. So it got mixed in, and yeah, so she's trying to explain to her, like, okay, this is my Lola. When you meet her, you have to, blessed, or where it's basically what you do is that when you meet somebody like who's an elder, you take, they'll offer their hand, you take it, and then you press it against your forehead like that, and that's how you show a sign of respect. And what was cool too is that she was speaking Visayan, which I've never heard Visayan spoken. Visayan is one of the Filipino languages. It's its own language, its own thing, and just like a Lola, she's like, "Oh, is this your boyfriend?" Like, it's just a fucking course she asked that. It's so fucking good.
Well, I think it's funny that because like she was teasing her granddaughter, like, because Craig, this is her friend that he brought over, and because you said there's a lot of like Spanish like mixed in with the various languages that are native to the Philippines. I know she said guapo at one point in her little bit, and I was like, okay, because like she's like, oh, is this your boyfriend? He's so handsome or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it is interesting that like just the melange of cultures, and plus Craig of the Creek already has a lot of accolades for being like
very
like diverse, because the show is about a little black boy and his family that they play like basically like live action role playing, like
the Creek. It's such a good show. I love it. I need to catch up. I remember watching the first season pretty regularly, but I haven't caught up since. I did recently watch a fucking one of the episodes where they had like a kind of like a cook-off or whatever, bake-off, where each these kids brought their stuff, and then I didn't realize, because I tuned halfway in, but that same girl, that was another instance of Filipino representation, because that girl brings in pandesal as a baked like dessert, and I was like, holy shit, that's pandesal. Like, I only tuned in halfway through the show, so I never even saw that she even mentioned that. So I was like, shit, like, that's really cool.
Because I remember seeing it on Twitter earlier this week, and it went so far I thought Wenzel might have just saw it on his own, but I saw that same clip. Basically, because I think one of the people I follow is like an animator for Craig of the Creek, and they also showed them like breaking down basically like the storyboards for her cooking scene. And it's like, and while also like showing like how to make the dish to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's really cool. And plus, like, what was it? No Way Home. He's Filipino, and his Lola's there, and she was, just sort of like muttering, it's like, all these people in my house.
It was real fucking good. Yeah. I remember that clip was getting passed around. I didn't think much of it until you sent it to me, and I saw where it said Philo. I was like, oh shit, Filipino, us. And I just got so excited. I loved it. No, and whenever she did that greeting, that showed a sign of respect, I was like nostalgia fucking hit me like a rock. Because the thing is that like, so I don't have any Filipino family here whatsoever. So when I learned that, I didn't really have any elders to do that too. Mm-hmm. But so as kind of a bit I did to my parents, I would fucking do it to them, and they'd be like, I'm not that old. like that's what I did. But yeah, no, it was just, and what I was going to say before is that like, anytime there's any Filipino representation, I just fucking lose my mind, because it's so fantastic. Because if you don't know, like, I mean, a lot of people are underrepresented, and one of those people are Filipinos, especially in America, where Filipinos and Filipino Americans are definitely part of its history, and they don't teach you much about that in fucking school. And there's a good percentage of Americans who are Filipino Americans, and again, don't teach you anything. And then even in Hollywood, people who are Filipino, for the longest time, they wouldn't be casted as playing Filipino characters. They'd be fucking casted as playing Latino or Latina characters, which is really fucked up because
Considering the history of the Philippines.
because and like because like for the like so that was something like I want to say Vanessa Hudgens maybe in High School Musical or maybe for something else. That's what she was casted as Latina, but she's not. She's Filipino.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's so many people. I remember like again, I think I've said this before, but I remember watching so many things with my mom, and we watched them, and she'd be like, she's not Latino or Latina, she's Filipino. I'm like, how can you tell? I'm like, she's Filipino, and then come to find out later, yeah, or he's Filipino, or she's Filipino, or so many people are fucking Filipino.
I think the only two like stars that I knew were Filipino, like until like the last 10 years or so. There was a comedian named Joe Coy and Olivia Munn.
Yeah,
those are the only two I knew.
Yep. Like there's so many, and it's crazy just how even like growing up and going to school, it's like explaining to people like the Philippines or Filipino. It's like what's that? It's like, and that's, I mean, even still to fucking day, you still hear people say that, and it's just like, America occupied the Philippines.
Yeah,
that was also the Philippines was part of World War II. I mean, that was and there's quite a bit of Filipino Americans. Like, I mean, our Philippines has its own history, but its history is also intertwined with America. And then, like, when you get into history class and stuff, it's like you don't hear you don't hear about it.
And if you do, it's just a blip on the radar.
It's passing. It's like you might hear about the Bataan Death March, or you might hear about how the Philippines were occupied by America, and then the evil Filipinos, attacked the Americans, or that's kind of it. Like, or you hear about how MacArthur said he was going to, he told the Filipinos before he left he was going to return. That's it. That's all you hear. Like, and it's like, it's just such a fucking travesty that you don't like, especially for like, with Filipinos and Filipino Americans having the identity crisis that we already have. It just sucks not even getting to learn about ourselves. So
yeah, I mean, I know like at least secondhand because my sister's boyfriend, he's Filipino, and like he doesn't really know many outside of his family. So like when I told him you're like one of my friends, like, oh shit, like I have to meet him now because like I don't know anyone else other than my family.
It's I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm the same way. I remember, I mean, I still. It's been forever, but like there was a Filipino, there's still a Filipino community in Tuscaloosa, but I haven't like actually interacted with them for a while because my mom just kind of like not cut ties, but like because we're just moving and work and stuff like that. Just my parents
just
life, and my parents also aren't good at making friends. So
well, like I guess I feel like the older you get, at least for a lot of married couples, like they sort of just turn inward. It's like they don't really concern themselves with like having like social lives, at least as far as my family's always been. Not through like anti-social, kind of like we just like don't have the energy to socialize.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fair, especially if fucking kids. So
especially when you add kids to the equation.
Yeah, pieces of shit.
What with poo pee pee everywhere.
But yeah, so. I mean, I already loved Craig of the Creek because of how much representation it had, but holy shit, I love it even more now. Like, that was fucking made my day. Yeah.
I was like, just like cool to see, like, when did you see this? Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. No. Oh my God.
And I heard like they had an episode, like one of their event specials where Craig and his friends of like all his little LARP kids are like in a fight with like this other LARP kid group, and it's like actually kind of epic. Like, yeah, because like all these are like little weeb shit kids, and they're all like doing like plain anime stuff with like rocks and like sticks, but in their imagination they're like shooting energy balls and shit, like like everybody did when they were little kids.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a good fucking time. It's a fun show. One of the oh man, what's her name? It's been so long since I watched it. One of the main characters, the girl, they're part of the whole trio of Craig, another boy, and then a girl who is like she always carries around her sword, which is made out of a paper towel roll.
Yeah.
But she also has her she has a bird. She has a little parrot bird on her head, and it's dude doesn't do much, but he's fucking so much expression, that little tiny bird. I love him. He's so fucking funny. It's so good. Yeah, no, they do cool shit. There was oh my god, there was like a really good episode where there was this boy who was like a king, and he had like two of his best friends, and he was like, fight to the death over me. Like, it was like fucking crazy.
That might have been part of the thing, because I remember that the baddie was like this older kid who was like a king or something.
And he had like blue eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Oh my God. Such a piece of shit. No, I love him though.
But it's definitely one of the shows I want to get on, but I guess we'll have to like look for it somewhere.
Yeah.
But hell yeah. JoJo's just vibing.
You got anything to talk about? I know I've been talking a lot about just stuff.
No, I'm listening and vibing.
Hell yeah.
I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Just like we were just kind of riffing there, because I didn't know, because I was a little worried. It's like, damn, we haven't done 3 Banter episodes in a row in a very long time.
That's a very, yeah.
Because we plan our stuff out pretty far in advance. So like for us to usually only go to Banter when like something falls through. But usually something next week is prepared.
Yeah, and we also like have accumulated enough time where it's like, okay, we can talk about quite a bit of stuff on a Banter episode, but it's like back to back to back. It's like, well, shit, like the year just started.
and plus, like, COVID's like really bad right now, so it's not like we can go like, it's not like, oh, let's just go out and have like our own little ventures and then come back on Saturday to talk about what we did. It's like, damn, it's just been 3 weeks of movie watching at the house.
And I mean
basically.
And like, if we could, like that's usually what Banter episodes are. It's just talk about movies, which is, I love it.
I mean, it's good shit. Because JoJo and we watched a few mini movies this week.
Yeah.
We started, because like, full disclosure, I had planned to do like a watching challenge earlier this week. Because Letterboxd said, hey, go to your watch list and hit shuffle, and your top row is what you watched for the week. I got one day in, and then JoJo and I got kind of caught up in our own shit.
Yeah.
So the first movie I watched for the week was a Japanese movie called The Invisible Man Appears, which I was like, awesome. Where the fuck am I going to watch this movie? Because I think it's only streaming officially on the Arrow streaming service.
Arrow has a streaming service?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Of course they have a fucking streaming service.
Everything has a streaming service.
Everything has a stream. God damn it. Do I need to subscribe to something
Even
else?
Spaghetti has a streaming service.
What the fuck?
It's called Noodle TV.
I actually kind of like that.
So yeah, Invisible Man Appears. It came out in 1949.
Fuck.
It's the Japanese adaptation of The Invisible Man, and it's a solid movie. Like, it's not really sort of super mind blowing. I mean, it is cool to see how they pull off the invisibility in like 1949, because famed tokusatsu, the father of tokusatsu in a way, Eiji Tsuburaya, was part of the special effects, and he did the invisibility trick. And I just think it's funny how there's some bits in there, like, because like you have the main scientist who looks like Einstein, and he has his 2 like apprentices who are like, I'm going to figure out the invisibility thing. No, I am. And then like homeboy is like, haha, bitches, I already figured it out.
I'm already invisible.
So he like goes to like test it in front of like an investor, and he like turns a guinea pig invisible. And apparently at some point the cat turns invisible, which is in the original book. Mm-hmm. But like, it's just funny because they realize, something's not right, because they hear the cat but they don't see it, and you just see the cat jump on the piano, like walk across it, and then it proceeds to knock off every fucking piece of like decoration on the shelves, like potted plants, urns, lamps, everything that's considerably breakable. This cat knocks the fucker out.
See, that's just what a cat does.
But it's just like 2 minutes of this cat knocking shit over, and then being like, oh, and And it varies considerably from the original story because not to give you too much away, because it's worth seeing. It's just not. Just know that the characters are kind of
stock
characters. I will say that to me the most interesting character was you follow. The main character is like one of the doctor's apprentices, and he disappears because he got kidnapped. But his sister is a high-standing actor in the Tarazuka Review. In case you don't know, it's one of the only all-women theater troupes in the world. Like, it started like the early 19th century. And so basically every role is played by women, and even the men. So a lot of these women who do the male roles, they still have like masculine dress outside of the program. So you see her like in like these high pants and like, you know, sports coats. It's like rather masculine, and it's like she's the only woman in the show, in the movie, with like really any agency. Because you have like the girl that the two scientists are like kind of fighting over, and like the daughter, she's just kind of there. But like the sister, she like helped set up this whole big plot to like figure out to throw off the bad guy. Like, she disguises herself as the Invisible Man to get into the bad guy's lair. And the only point is that she wilts. I would say it's like at the climax, where like, you know, some things happen. But like, she's a pretty active character, and she's like really cool. It made me like, I want to know about the Tarazuka Review more. And it's a really cool. Like, it's funny because the way they do their makeup for the review is like they look like live action shoujo manga characters.
Oh fuck!
That's kind of like the way they kind of overdraw their eyes and kind of accentuate, you know, their cheekbones. It gets to look more masculine, and it's really interesting because I think last year there was a production of Lupin the Third for the review, and it's like really good.
All right, cool.
So I was like, I want to know about this, and that's what my YouTube recommendations have been this week, is their previews. But it's really cool, and the movie, you know, it's not bad. Definitely worth the watch. Early sci-fi. Apparently, it has a sequel called "The Invisible Man versus the Human Fly."
Fuck, of course.
But
Who didn't see that coming?
Apparently, it's not as interesting as the title sounds.
Aw.
It's like, I guess everybody's just like looking for the Invisible Man, and the human fly is like, "Hello, human fly here."
When it's like fucking this big.
He's like a jewel thief or something, but
Oh,
apparently it's not as exciting. Which, like, that sounds cool though.
hey, this is how they act as. They watch this. I'm gonna act like a guy. Boner fart.
Damn, got him.
I can't do a fart. Yeah. That's all you have to do.
God damn it.
Did I fuck up the show because of that?
No, it's very much on brand, because Wenzel would love to do bits that just completely just stop a show cold.
I just don't know how to respond to that. Honestly.
I mean, how can you top it? You can't.
So you just have to start from scratch. But the rest of the week, JoJo and I, we watched movies together. We started with, on Sunday afternoon, Double Indemnity.
Yeah, Double Indemnity. It's considered one of the best early noir films from the
film noir.
40s, directed by Billy Wilder, and it's about this guy who's insurance agent who comes across this really hot woman who's in a loveless marriage, and she's just like, "Hey,
Help me kill my husband.
yeah."
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, they're trying to do it to get the money from the insurance. It's really interesting,
Huh.
and it moves at a really like steady pace. You know,
It's like 107 minutes, but it breezes through pretty well.
yeah.
Nice.
And if you want to get into like noir or just like older films in general, it definitely has like an older film pace. Yeah, I say give it a shot. It's really fucking good.
And I just love like the sort of the pace and the rhythm that people spoke with in the 40s, because there's a bit where the main character and the beleaguered wife, they're like having this rapport back and forth. It's just like whip smart, just volleys of like little quips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you like that movie, I highly recommend Sunset Boulevard, which was also done by Billy Wilder.
Yeah.
That movie's really fucking good.
You know what? Let's do that one thing. That one thing where it's like in a 40s style kind of like tone where it's like nobody loses their mind when I say peacock, but everybody loses their mind when I say poopcock. Black and white filter.
Is no one lost their mind when I said peacock, but everyone lost their mind when I said poopcock.
Like I don't know, they do that fucking orchestra or some shit.
or no, you just got the melancholy sax in the back.
Yes, yeah. And then it fucking does the close where like it's just a little dot.
The iris in.
Yeah.
Either the iris in or the fade. Like the fade.
Yes.
That's good.
And it's just his face as someone's like walking across the screen as the fades are going in.
We know how to do a 40s movie now. We can do it.
Yeah, I mean, we can fucking
I mean, I had for a while now is Lads Make a Film Noir.
Ha!
But I had the bit was we're going to take two film noir fans, friends of the show, Justin and Mac, and have them try to do it straight while we just fuck it up.
Oh my God, yes. We would make the best film ever.
Yeah. So like they're just trying to like because they love film noir. But they're trying to like this is going to be like the conglomeration of everything that they love. But we just like but also the
Hey, yo, can we put ass crystals in it?
Hey,
we
yo.
want ass crystals.
Hey, can one of the dames just be Danny DeVito?
Okay, this is we're gonna do that now. So spoiler for Justin and Mac, but tell us your two favorite like just film noir actors, leads, male, female, and we're gonna put them in the most shittiest, most dumbest fucking role ever, and just absolutely beat the shit out of them. Yeah. So
It's like a fucking search. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll do that at some point.
Eventually.
Eventually. I mean, we have more ideas than we do time, so we'll get to it eventually.
hey, we have all the time in the world.
Should we mention the other thing we watched?
The other thing.
There were two more movies we watched together.
Yeah, we'll go down in weekly progression.
Okay.
Because then after a double indemnity, we watched or rewatched for JoJo, David Lynch's The Straight Story.
Oh yeah, good movie.
Which like that movie is just vibes. It's like it's very like the lowest stakes. It's like
But somehow the highest stakes.
Yeah, I was about because I read the little blip. I was like, oh man, I want to watch this.
It's on Disney Plus,
Okay.
and it's just really good. There's a speech he gives in the bar that is really emotional.
Are we sure David Lynch doesn't sneak like an Eraserhead in there somehow?
Well, I mean, according to Lynch, this is his most experimental movie.
Really? Okay.
I guess like considering how experimental for David Lynch is very different for other people.
Yeah.
Experimental for him is normal for everybody else.
So it's about a very elderly man who's very stuck in his ways, and he finds out his estranged brother has a severe stroke, but his brother lives in another state, and the main character Alan Strait doesn't have a car or license to drive there. So what it is he loads up a bunch of stuff onto his lawnmower and then drives across hundreds of miles to see his brother, to sort of mend fences because they broke off on terrible terms about a decade earlier.
And he's like dying, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, they're both very elderly, so and it's just like
So they're both dying, pretty much.
I mean, yeah.
in a roundabout way, yeah. But it's just about his journey, like the people he meets along the way. There's like very minimal dialogue. There's periods of time where it's just him on the road and him just watching things happen around him, or he's just watching the weather, and he'll have these little stops throughout town, and it's just a really, it feels good. Like it's just good vibes, man.
Yeah.
And the music's really good. It's just it's a movie of his that doesn't get talked about near enough.
They fucking stopped. Darwin and Piper were having a chorus up there. Like
They'll do that.
Like they were synced up for like a second. God.
So yeah, the movie in 3 words: bucolic as fuck.
Yep.
I want to check it out.
Yeah, and like the final like scene is like really hits home.
JoJo bumped their chest. If you can.
Yeah, they're just like.
you know, you get it.
They have to do it lightly because their chest cage is very fragile at that age. They just turn into monkeys.
Excuse me while I evolve into crab.
Ah, fuck. Monkey mode. Woo! I do like a flip over like a fucking Power Ranger. I'm just saying Power Ranger. I can't say it. Tokusatsu. Fuck. Tokusatsu. I do a flip over the fucking table like a tokusatsu, and I turn into a monkey with a rock.
Also, I found out the other day that Ron Perlman was going to be Optimus Primal in the new Transformers movie.
What the fuck? I had no idea. That's crazy.
Because apparently the new Transformer movie that's kept building off Bumblebee, it's going to have Beast War characters in it.
Oh, yeah.
And Ron Perlman was going to be Optimus Primal.
I guess that fits. I don't know.
But Peter Cullen's still going to be Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
So, hell yeah. Which also, like, there's a lot of really cool Beast War toys coming out. And if they fucking bring back the fucking fusers or transmetals for this 25th anniversary line of doing, I will shit a brick. Full diaper.
I will be there with you, Pat. I'll do 2 bricks.
2 bricks.
Now, I did see there's like a third-party company that's doing like a transmetal rat trap. Sick as fuck.
Shit.
Sick as fuck.
Hell yeah. Let's before we get into Transformers talk, let's go through your movies.
So the movie we watched last night though
was One Car Wise, In the Mood for Love, and it is really fucking good.
It's like beautiful, like the colors in the movie are just so eye catching. Like it's about a man and a woman who move into an apartment complex in 1960s China. And it's like just like the tight quarters of this apartment complex and them passing and going and living their separate lives and how they sort of interact with each other. But also they're growing estrangement from their respective partners because his wife and her husband, they're both constantly gone for various reasons. And so like as they sort of like grow closer together, it's like in their story. And like never in my life have I wanted 2 people to have an affair so badly.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, because it's just like y'all just fuck. Oh my god.
You're both stuck in lifeless marriages. You're both too polite to say anything about. Just fuck. Just cheat.
And they're also like 2 of the most attractive people to ever exist.
They are both so hot.
Fuck.
And like the lady, she just has all these awesome fucking dresses, fucking eyeliner on point, fucking. And like me and Pat both separately like wow, she's really pretty. And then Liz comes in in the middle of it, just looks. She's like, wow, she's really pretty.
And plus, I just love how. Just like the style of the movie, it takes place in the 60s, like I said, and just sort of seeing how American 60s like fashion and like architecture is sort of absorbed into China. So you have all these women wearing like these traditional Chinese dresses with like the shoulder sleeves, the high collars, and like the split of the dress, but it's like in like 60s patterns with like American 60s kind of like updone hair. So this is really interesting, like integration of cultures, and like the movie's just lavishly shot, and like I really can't articulate how beautiful the movie is, and it's a Criterion film and very much deserves to be in that position. Like,
Yeah, it's on the channel.
Yeah.
so if you just want like a beautiful movie with two smoking hot people in it, check it out.
Because I was gonna say that director, he they have their own they have their own physical, like, I think a collection of all their films. It's like
it's all of them, but a few, like a couple.
yeah.
But yeah, he also did Chungking Express, which I watched that movie before this one, and I was like, wow, what else did this guy do? It was like, oh, he made this fucking Criterion that I bought literally 2 years ago.
Oh fuck yeah.
Didn't know, but Chungking Express is really good. It's kind of split. It's kind of an anthology movie where there's like two stories that happen simultaneously, or not simultaneously. One happens before the other, but it's like there's like one story, it ends, and then another one starts, and then it ends. And that's the movie. And it's about these two cops who, are just like overly like romantic and lovesick, and they find some like strange woman that they end up having like an infatuation with for like a night or so, and it's very like neon Hong Kong kind of. It kind of has like a VHS vaporwave.
Oh,
feel.
okay. Huh.
And the music is so fucking good. However, I hope you like the song by the Mamas and the Papas called California Dreamin'. Because fucking Mr. Wong Kar-wai was like, play that shit again!
Just on repeat.
Just on repeat. I mean, it's a good song, but, even I at a certain point was like, can we change this up just
It's like we only have the budget for one licensed song.
But then one of the actress who plays the main girl in the second story, she does a Chinese cover of a Cranberry song that they also play in the movie. It's really fucking good.
Cool. That's cool.
And I think that Cranberry song really sort of encapsulates the feel of what that movie is.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back with you. Hang tight. Support buff women.
I mean, like, goddamn, like, they're just so fucking hot. Like, shit. And you fucking recorded that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll say, like, I mean,
Yep. Yeah. If
I mean, show us your fucking biceps, your shoulder muscles, your fucking, your quads.
all the muscle mommies in the audience say what? Hey,
do a quick flex. Fucking show it.
Yeah, all the muscle mommies in the audience, put a flex emoji in chat.
But you know what? Anybody who isn't a muscle mommy, guess what? Give us a quick flex. Show us those fucking muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, we think you're strong.
Yeah, you are strong.
Yeah, so if you the 100 person to retweet our episode, we go to the Muscle Girls restaurant in Japan. Help us get to the Muscle Girls restaurant in Japan. Kickstart our trip.
Please.
We're just like, I'm on my hands and knees.
Like,
I cried out, heaven save me.
All right.
Like it's just in the night. Like there's just beer bottles everywhere, and just like there's like one muscle mommy, but she's just like cradling Wenzel like a baby. And like, don't ask him how many pictures he has of Louisa from Encanto on his phone right now. Don't do it.
oh, she's that buff woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
It's like watch list added.
Anyway, we're back.
We're back.
No, I need to watch Encanto.
It's good.
I really need to. I really want to.
Apparently, the song "We Don't Talk About Bruno" is the most popular Disney song in 26 years. It like rocketed past "Let It Go."
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow, fuck.
So the little Japanese girl holding up the frog. The evil has been defeated.
What? I never heard of that.
You haven't seen that GIF? It's from Cabin Fever.
Oh no.
No, Cabin in the Woods. Excuse me.
Cabin. Oh fuck. Okay. It's
Because
been
I
so
said Cabin
long.
Fever, I thought of like the Muppets Treasure Island song.
I got cabin fever. It's burning in my brain. I got cabin fever.
All right. Let's continue before more brain damage.
This looks like someone here doesn't like Wilkins coffee. Bang!
Wait, what?
That's an old Cajun greatness bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen the old Jim Henson Wilkins coffee commercials?
No.
Okay. Remind me after the show. We're showing you Wilkins coffee. It is the most unhinged, fucking crazy shit you'll see.
It's good shit.
All right.
I watched one movie, or technically 1/3 of a movie, this morning. Magnetic Rose is one of the short films in the
Memories.
Memories anthology anime film. And in case you don't know, Memories is his anthology film where 3 separate anime shorts are combined into one film. And the first one is the most well-known, Magnetic Rose. It's this sci-fi horror story about this salvage crew in space that sort of like they dig through junk and space debris and harvest what precious parts they can to sell back on Earth. And as this crew is getting ready to turn back after this last job, they hear a distress signal. They go out into like this dangerous part of space. Basically, there's a big magnetic storm that just distorts computers. So a lot of ships end up stuck in there, and they just sort of just deteriorate. So they send 2 of their crew members in a little pod out into this like big, like basically looks like an asteroid of just compacted metal and spare parts. And then it's surrounded by this huge debris field. And when they get inside, it looks like this derelict station. But the further they go down, it turns into like this beautiful, opulent, immaculate mansion, like classic English mansion. And then from there, it becomes like this very surreal journey where like reality and memory become like indefined. And it's a really like some of the most beautiful animation I've ever seen. And it's like genuinely uncomfortable, like just how like slowly deranged the short, because it's only 44 minutes, but just to see how you go from like this beautiful mansion to like this like facsimile of a mansion created from like bits and pieces of like metal, and just the progression of the plot. It's basically like a ghost story in space. And sort of like the final sort of confrontation at the end is just like, it's just so crazy. And it's easily one of the strongest pieces of animation, Eastern or Western, that I've ever seen. Like and plus just the whole aesthetic of it's sci-fi, but everything's sort of like worn and used. It's not really an aesthetic you get to see very often, except for like the early Alien films. They had that aesthetic. Like, oh, this is like this big, spaceship, and everything kind of looks like, or I guess you could say Star Wars too.
Star Wars.
Yeah, like the original trilogy.
Star Wars, Akira.
Yeah.
So like that sort of aesthetic is like I really like to see, because because it feels like that's what space will look like. Or theoretically, not everything's gonna look shiny and new forever. There's gonna be like broken down and kind of like less shiny stuff,
burnt, scratched.
Yeah,
and
just like the level of detail and just the depth of field. It's just like, holy shit, somebody made this, and it's just a complete like feast for the eyes to see, and like a type of horror I feel like you don't really get to see very often, and it was just like a complete treat to watch. And it's streaming for free, this segment on YouTube on the Retro Quest channel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In its entirety.
It was Colt watched it. I think he rented it
because he watched the entire thing.
Yeah, last year, Memories entirely. That's the one. I think he said that was his favorite. Magnetic Rose. He basically said, he just said that it was a ghost story that took place in space, and I was like, hell yeah, that sounds fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. And it's been on my watch list for that story specifically. I've been wanting to watch forever, but when I realized like, oh, it's part of the anthology, I've been waiting to watch it because it's on Tubi. But like, I watched one movie on Tubi, and it was it was
240p.
Like, well, not kind of, but then also too, there was an ad playing every fucking 10 minutes. Like,
well, it's a free site. There's just going to be ads.
I know, but like, this movie that should have taken probably an hour and 30 minutes took about 2 fucking hours. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, holy shit. And every ad was so long. And I'm like, next time, I'm just going to fucking rent it. I'm just going to rent it. Fuck this.
I will say Tubi is definitely not to be slept on because one, they have a ton. It's like one of the main places I'm watching Toku legitimately on there. And they have like a lot of, of course they have is a free site, a bunch of just like dumb, stupid dog shit because no one wants to rights for it. But there's a lot of really good, high quality stuff you can find there.
Yeah.
And like rare stuff. Like a lot of Arrow stuff is on there.
No, for real. Like, cause like even with that experience, I'm not turning it down because I'll get on there and I'll add shit to my list constantly because there's one movie on there that like literally it's only on there and it's like, well, fuck, like I need to watch it because I'm afraid it's gonna fucking leave.
The impermanence of streaming.
Yeah. So yeah. Definitely don't sleep on it. It's still
because I on my phone I only have 3 streaming apps. The rest are on my tab. I have YouTube, I have Netflix, and I have Tubi. That's it. That's the only ones I keep on my phone. And
I have fucking. I do. Yeah, Criterion, Hulu, Prime Video, Canopy, Netflix, and Tubi.
Yeah, because my phone only can hold so much, but all my other streamers are on my tablet. But there's one more movie that JoJo and I watched.
I thought you were deliberately skipping over it there for a minute.
But I feel like we need to talk about it because just like we need to see it so we can know for sure how we felt about it.
And spoiler alert, it was exactly how I thought I was going to feel.
It was exactly what I thought it would be. But JoJo and I, we watched Don't Look Up. And fucking Christ, what a joyless piece of horse shit that was.
It was so
You said don't look up, so I just looked up.
Yep. It is bad. It's not good. Very, very not good.
I didn't want to make that joke again, but I did hear Leo's acting was pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I mean, Leo's not the problem.
The thing is like, it's a star-studded cast. Like, the sets are really good. The music, like, all the technical aspects of the movie are on point and solid.
Oh, I heard also Timothy was a fun time.
Yeah, he's a redneck in it.
Yeah, he's just like a redneck guy.
I fucking love fingerling potatoes.
Yeah, that's a bit.
That's a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's only in it for like 5 minutes. He's not. He comes in like towards the end.
Like he's in it for the like halfway through it for the rest of it, but like he only has like where he's prominently, engaged in talking, like pretty small. He's kind of turns into a background character after that. But like, it's one of those things where you agree, because the whole thing is just like hand-fisted allegory for like global warming awareness, which like on paper, I agree with everything this movie is saying. Yes, global catastrophes are being stymied, like reaction to global catastrophes are being stymied by incompetence and greed of the powers that be. Rock solid thesis. Execution of this fucking movie was so infuriating. It's like a 2.5 hour SNL skit. Mm-hmm. And the exact same level of humorous content.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like, I saw one review who just put it perfectly. It was the breakfast all day. They were saying, I agree with everything this movie's saying, but the people that this movie should be trying to convince aren't going to be convinced by it, and the people that this movie agrees with are just going to find it shrill and unappealing.
Because it feels like it's preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's also some like a little bit of classist undertones there too.
Yeah, like,
and just like,
Well, yeah, because fucking what Leonardo? Because I mean, Leonardo is a huge like climate advocate, and then he like does like turns around and does all this shit that's actively hurting the environment.
yeah,
like, because there's that famous like climate change summit that happened a few years ago, where like all these big celebrities took like their private jets to this place to talk about like ethical consumption to help diminish their carbon footprint, and it's like hundreds of planes through to this one random spot. Like, y'all could have just Skyped in.
like, I mean, this is the cinematic equivalent of the Gal Gadot Imagine.
Fuck.
And that's the whole vibe of the movie, where it's just like,
Fuck. God damn it! Why'd you have to remind me of that?
yeah, it's like that level of fucking liberal cringe.
Okay, but that reminds me. Sorry, I don't want to get off track, but like, so there was this bit where like there was a tweet that said like, retweet this with a clip of the worst acting you've ever seen, and there's so many fucking Gal Gadot clips, it's unreal. I'm like, okay, she's not that bad of an actor, but Jesus Christ, these are genuinely really like fuck. Like the one that's my favorite, because I've seen the trailer now so many fucking times, is the one from fucking Death on the Nile where she's like, we have enough champagne to fill the Nile. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. I fucking hate the trailer.
Oh my God.
Because like she's like, I guess like the
Is this an upcoming movie or?
Yeah, it's a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so because it's been in development forever at this point, and some reasons why this,
it's been pushed back because
one of the actors happens to be a cannibal, Armie Hammer.
Because the trailer for it, every scene where Armie Hammer's character's in it, it cuts super fast, or it's him from behind.
You can never see his fucking face. It's so funny. They did not want you to know that Armie Hammer is in this movie, but they want you to know that Letitia Wright is in this movie, which is
noted anti-vaxxer Letitia Wright.
Yeah, I mean, she's also returned to the set of Black Panther 2.
oh my God.
I think I saw something about that.
I don't know that.
Don't quote me on that.
Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Black Panther 2. Hopefully, they can salvage something out of it. But man,
So Gal Gadot is like a rich like lady, and they're on this boat, and she's like, she's holding a champagne glass. She's like, and we have enough champagne, and she throws it out to fill the Nile. Oh my God! Why would I say it again? It sucks so much.
It's like.
But it's so cringy that I could say it 1,000 times.
And plus, like, there's definitely been moments. I think one of the reasons why, because her accent is so prominent that it's hard for people to distinguish what she's saying sometimes. Like, a lot of her words start to run together. So a lot of people saying like there was a point in Wonder Woman 2 where she's like, the line is like, "Give me the stone" or something. But
oh yeah,
but all of her words are like affected because she's from Iran, so she has an accent. Yeah, because so is it Iran or
she's from Israel?
Israel.
She's from Israel. I was about
Israel.
to say she's not from. I was about to check. I was like, I thought she was from Israel. Yeah.
Excuse me, she's from Israel. So like she has like an affected accent sometimes. So like a lot of her lines start to be. But what I thought was funny, like there are some actors I know who are retweeting. It's like, I think you need to like mind your business, dude.
Like I don't know, but like like for Gal Gadot though, like definitely like not like that. I'm like, okay, but like I mean, I don't know, like maybe I'm not talking about the Death of the Nile one. That fucking sucks. But like what like
we can feel the Nile.
Like with that though, about her words running together, I'm like, but that's her like
I mean, she can't help.
She can't help that. It's like, oh well, blah blah blah. Hire like an accent like coach or whatever. It's like,
Or fuck off.
Fuck
It's-
off.
Or fuck off. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
And going back to Don't Look Up, it's like
sorry.
like the Gal Gadot Imagine. It's not that is like an unforgivable sin. It's just like something that was, yes, it was well intentioned, but it was incredibly short-sighted and thoughtless. Like you don't think about, hey, all these rich people in their hermetically sealed homes with all the resources they can possibly want, singing this little song to these people who are struggling to get by day to day. It's not a good look. It just seems really fucking tone deaf. And like with the movie, it just seems like I get what you're saying. What you're saying is not wrong, but man, it just feel fucking stupid and mean spirited.
It's kind of like we're all on fucking fire, and they're like, "You're on fire!" Like,
well, yeah, one, it's like,
Like, yeah.
It's one, when it's not stating the obvious, it's doing some boomer shit, like using memes from like 2010 for one, and just being like, you know what's wrong with America? People on their phones.
Which, I'm sorry, that's something that fucking boils my butt. If your fucking big brain hot take is people are on their phones too much, fuck off.
Touch grass.
It's so fucking hack.
no, oh my god, that reminds me, like being in fucking college at Shelton State or in fucking high school. Being at high school, Shelton State Community College, University of Alabama.
Go Bucks.
There always is somebody with a fucking paper talking about how social media and we're on our phone too much. I'm like, oh my god,
I cannot.
like, okay,
Rip off harder.
Fuck,
like
Karen.
if I could, I'd be like, all right, everybody stop. Raise your fucking hand if you have a line in your fucking essay that says that has anything to do with the connection between social media and how this generation's on their phone too much. Raise your fucking hand right now. It's like half the class. Get out. No. We already know what you're gonna fucking say.
It's so fucking hack. It's so fucking rote.
To fucking quote the late, great Norm Macdonald, I know this may seem harsh, but I wish everyone who ever says shit like that a hopeful die. God, it's just so hack, trite, and just, you're not fucking clever, Deborah, you piece of shit.
And plus, the thing is, like, your analogy doesn't quite fit the story. Like, the whole thing, like, if the problem is a fucking meteor decided Mount Everest is going to blow through the earth, what can fucking normal people do? Like, you can, like, what really can they do? Like, it's all just really, because honestly, in the grand scheme of things, your individual carbon footprint, the carbon footprint of the average everyday people is fucking, might as well be irrelevant to like the giant corporations that are just like literally sending empty flights just to hold like flight planners.
Yeah,
like,
well, and like our fucking they've done the math on it. Even if everyone was being as efficient as possible when it came to energy usage, it wouldn't come. It still pales in comparison to what these fucking corporations are doing. And I know part of the movie does go after like the Steve Jobs, the
Elon Musk,
the Trumps and stuff like that. But it's, even then, you still have to go a step further. It's like, these are people are the symptom. It's not the disease. It's all about fixing these systems that are in place and not putting the blame on any one individual, because no single individual has the power to, do all that shit.
And so just like, I just, it feels like it wants to be Doctor Strangelove, but has like not even an inch of what that movie could do.
Well, and also too, like, you can't, like, I mean, one of the greatest crimes of the Trump presidency is they just killed political satire. You can't do it anymore. We've seen the absurdity itself. You can't get more absurd than what we witnessed the past like 5 years.
And so like, if you can't, make fun of something that's already as ridiculous as reality can possibly get, or worse. And the thing is, like, if they do, it's just regurgitating exactly what happened as it happened.
Guys, global warming is bad.
Yeah, like the whole
Yeah.
That's the movie.
the whole movie gives off a vice principal vibe. I just fucking don't like it.
Also, it's 2.5 goddamn
it's
hours.
2.5 fucking hours. It has no right being that fucking long.
See, last week, Colton Wenzel watched Mother and how it was far too long and far too stupid. And this week, JoJo and I watched Don't Look Up, which was far too long and far too stupid.
Mother makes me cry. Like, I just don't understand why it has to be so long. Why? Why did it have to be 2 hours?
I
Aronofsky?
literally took a shot of fucking Cruise On after that fucking movie. It's like, fuck this movie.
What are you trying to do to me, Aronofsky? What?
God. Yeah, like, fuck Don't Look Up. If you like it, God bless, but that's my bar.
Cody and Colt both gave it 4 stars.
Those Dockery boys are something else.
which is like,
I was talking with Cody, and he was like, "What did you think about it?" I was like, I basically said everything that we've said. I thought it was unnecessarily mean spirited, hashtag liberal cringe, and he was like, "But man, it just made me feel existential though," and I'm like,
I don't need a fucking movie to make me feel existential. I wake up every goddamn day and live my life.
yeah, it's like I just live in reality.
I look at my dog and I get existential.
Well, granted, your dog's
Yeah.
kind of scary looking.
Ah, what? Which one?
Yes.
Got him. Because it's so funny. Because Sasha, it's like with her eyes. I was talking about this earlier. With her eyes, when you look at her, it's like there's no fucking brain in there. There's nothing. Not a
She
goddamn.
doesn't even know
Sasha has like
ABCs.
very like intense, like just big dog eyes, and not like just like the black dog eyes. Just like she has like irises.
You can see her like she has like hazelnut, like brown eyes.
That dog got Nutella eyes.
No, they look real like in the sunlight too. They look really beautiful, and like, but like when you get to know her, every time I look at her now, I'm just like, you're so fucking stupid. I love you. And then there's Monkey, who has like teddy bear eyes, but is like looks soulless. like there's a brain in there.
but it's just rattling around.
It's rattling around doing something. Nobody knows.
We pick up Monkey. He just sounds like a spray paint bottle.
I love the little fuckers.
Yeah, so those were that's for the movies we watched. But I talked about it last week. But I sat JoJo down and we watched all Reservation Dogs.
And my God, is that show really fucking good? It's simultaneously one of the funniest shows I've seen in a long time, and also deals with some real fucking shit. It was like 3 episodes back to back. I was crying by the end of it.
Oof.
So
Hell yeah.
It's literally legitimately like laugh out loud. Some of the funniest TV I can remember watching. Just bam, bam, bam. Just like great bits one after the other. And deals with some very prominent issues that indigenous people still face today. Like mental health and substance abuse and poverty. And while telling this incredibly entertaining, engaging story about these 4 indigenous teens who are trying to, basically steal and deal to get money to get out of their dead end town, and then them sort of learning in the course of the way what their true motivations and what the most important things to them are, and all the kids do fantastic jobs.
Yeah.
Although one of the kids isn't really a kid, we come to find out one of the teens is played by Devery Jones. She's 26.
Yeah.
She looks like a teenager.
No, she's 20. She's a year older than me.
And she does a fantastic job. But then when I was looking into the show, I was like, wait, what the fuck?
No, it was so funny because I was there was not a red carpet thing, but it was a thing just kind of where they're all dressed up and on being pictures were taken and there was interviews being done, and I was one of them, I guess the woman you're talking about, I was like that's an adult. I
mean, she looks like a teenager. And plus, it's funny because she's the shortest one.
Yeah.
Because although I love the main boys, in the show his name is Bear, but in real life his name is DeFaro.
Oh, wow.
He's the tall boy.
Yeah.
Because you have Bear, Cheese, Willie Jack and Alora, who that's who Devery Jones plays, and like they all do a great job. They're all super funny.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
just comedic timing on point, and yeah. Bill Burr is in the show.
he showed because like in the latter half of the show, like each kid gets like a focus episode with like an adult like mentor kind of character, and Bill Burr is in the Alora Devery Jones episode, which is probably the heaviest episode in the series, first season.
Yeah, not to spoil, but I think it's a good idea they cast someone who was older to play the scenes that she did.
Because definitely it would take like the most emotional experience and nuance and like I guess bandwidth to do what they had to cover in that episode.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. That doesn't sound.
I mean, it's not anything sinister, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, it just sounds like that's very emotional. Is what I'm saying. Like,
It's
I cried. That was the episode I really cried because like literally the last 3 episodes I was like really teary, but that one, episode 7, they hit like a brick.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, while there's a lot of like heavy emotion, there's a lot of like really sincere, like beautiful moments because like every single point in the show comes from lived experience because all the actors, the writers,
The crew.
production the crew, they're all indigenous. It's like 90%
Yeah.
indigenous for the project. And Taika Waititi is a co-creator.
which is all that's fucking awesome.
So you definitely like I said, I sang its praises last week. And now I have someone who can echo my sentiments.
It's one of my favorite shows of the past few years. It's
So.
really good.
Hell yeah.
And it's only 8 episodes, and each episode's about 30 minutes. So it's just like we blew through it really quick, and I'm just like, I want more.
It's like I haven't had that like that void. It's like I just ate. It's like I want more of this, but I don't know when it's gonna be back.
Yeah.
I mean, they confirmed the second season. She's kind of just like waiting.
All right.
Let's see what else we did.
I think that's everything on my end for the most part.
Yeah, in terms of like what we've been doing. Do you have anything? All right, what you
All
got?
right. Well, so last night, about Saturday morning, I there was a movie I've been wanting to watch, but it's just one of those things where it's like, how the fuck do I watch this? And there's actually a really good, please for the love of God, don't take it down. YouTube on YouTube, a really good HD rip of it with subtitles for the dialogue, not for the credits and stuff, of Angel's Egg on YouTube. So sorry, I cannot remember the director off the top of my head. Came out 1985 is Mamoru Oshii. It's literally just an hour and 11 minutes, and it's really fucking beautiful, and it follows a very mysterious glowing girl who is protecting some egg in a very destroyed wasteland like fucking world. And there's only I could see where, well, it has a very high rating on Letterboxd, as it fucking should, because it's so fucking good. But it's a very patient film because a lot of it is just walking.
There's a lot of it sort of like
A lot of walking, a lot of scenery, a lot of landscapes, and a lot of
they're like ambient, like ethereal.
But it's a lot of also environmental storytelling as well, because there's only 30 lines of dialogue. That's it, and it's very short. Very
71 minutes.
yes, but the dialogue specifically is it's not. There's nothing. I think the longest piece was this really good monologue in towards the end that I was just like, whoa, holy shit. It's man, I was getting so many fucking vibes from it, because that wasteland part, it it reminded me a lot of Dark Souls, and especially with that like environmental storytelling, because I mean, you're just literally having to piece together what happened to this world from what the scenery, the images that you get, and like breaking that down, like it's pretty fucking brutal. I can't say, I really can't say too much. It's just honestly like one of my favorite anime films ever. Like I have to make a list, because this I off the top of my head, I think this is probably top 5 at least, because it's so fucking beautiful. And that's something else that just gets me too, is like this thing needs an more accessible way, because I think this should be seen by everybody. Like you guys need to see it, Colt needs to see it, Cody needs to see it, Tanner needs to see it.
You need to see it. Like
I need to see it.
Pointing my finger to the audience, you need to see it.
Like for real, because like it's such a like, especially with what it has to say, because it also has quasi pseudo biblical stuff that I just eat fucking up too. Delicious food. Yeah, man, because apparently back in like early 2000s, it was actually supposed to get a physical release. Like some company got the rights to distribute in America, never fucking did it. Just never did it. And
there might have been some weird like rights stuff that came up that, or they didn't have the funding. They maybe wanted to do.
This was like made by the same guy who did the 95 Ghost in the Shell too.
Yeah,
I think
Ghost in the Shell, Pat Labor. Yeah,
it might have been a hard pitch, because it's probably easy to sell people on like guns and robots and like this very like moody, desolate art film about a girl and an egg.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, but like, I don't know. It's just like I want to go, because I've already have like several tabs pulled up where like I'm going through like a full fucking investigation to figure out what the fuck happened, because like I've been parsing through Reddits. They have like links to like news articles about this, and because it's just so it's so bizarre, because like I said, the company got the rights, they were going to distribute it, but then that's it. Nothing was ever heard again about it.
It's like, please, sir, a crumb of lore.
Please. And like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I hate to sound like a film bro, but I mean, like, this is where I'm like, I wish if I could, I want to know the job or whoever of like having to get films and the rights and stuff like that, because that would be so fucking cool, because Angel's Egg would probably be my number 1 to get first. I would have to get it and be like, look, Criterion, okay, we got to release this, okay? This has to be in Blu-ray or fucking hell 4K.
Ooh.
That would be
Give
so
me that Ultra HD.
But like I would be fine with just Blu-ray DVD, but this needs to be acquired. I need a fucking essay. I need some fucking some exclusive art to put on.
Some trading cards. I need some
exclusive shit. I need bonus features. I need this. We need to go. Give me tickets. I will go to Japan. I will find somebody who has this movie. We need this movie. Like, oh my God. And like, it's not that. It's just there's so many movies that are inaccessible that
are just in a limbo.
The Devils.
They're not accessible.
No, I was literally looking up stuff. I was literally looking up like a thing where like people were like, "Oh, these are my top choices for Criterion." Angel's Egg and The Devils. Devils was literally their second choice. I was like, shit, yeah, because I want to see The Devils too. And I'm like,
I'll send you a link to it.
I'll send the link for Angel's Egg as well. But like, I'm like, The Devils needs. I'm like, I haven't even seen it, but I'm already like, you know what? It just fucking needs one. It just needs to be accessible. Same thing with Possession, because
Possession, yes, I've been trying to watch that movie for years
because
and the one time I had a chance to, I wasn't able to.
It might still be on Metrograph, but
like random hideaway apps.
Well, like Metrograph is like its own theater in New York, but then they finally were like they kind of turned from that into like a streaming service as well. So they'll get like a few movies, not a lot, but like you can either stream, you can stream it or you can go to their theater and they'll do like a premiere thing. That's what they did for Possession when they were able to show it. And that's how I watched Possession last year, was literally on their streaming app. But I will say it kind of I wish they could have done subtitles, because that's what sucks about it is there's no subtitles whatsoever. And man, unless you have to crank that bitch up, like turn it up, because their voices, especially Sam Neill, it's kind of like they're kind of soft, so it's really tough to tell what they're saying. That's what kind of buzzes me out too about some Criterion stuff is there's like no subtitles. I'm like.
Well, I mean, it depends on. I guess it depends on the director. If like, because sometimes the director's involved in the Criterion. Like, if they're hands on, they'll probably not want like scene select or something like that. I know David Lynch was really big on not having a scene select. Or something.
But I mean, I just think that's bullshit, because if you want everybody to enjoy your fucking movie, I mean, at least, subtitles.
But Wenzel, no, you have to enjoy it in the way I want you to enjoy it.
But that's fucking. I got my gun pointed back at you, ableist prick.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Bang.
Don't.
Coming from someone who's,
Yeah, exactly.
hearing impaired and hasn't been that way their whole life, like, subtitles are more or less a necessity.
Yeah, and like,
And I mean, and I just like having the subtitles on anyway.
Yeah, because I like to know what the fuck they're saying. But like, too, like, I mean, really, I mean, you kind of, if you include subtitles, I think that it expands upon your fucking film experience, because there's just some stuff that will like happen that like you don't know it's happening. But then it's like subtitles will be like, oh, this is happening. Yeah. So then like, it's like, oh shit. Now sometimes subtitles can like kind of spoil a movie because I don't want to say it. There was a movie I watched that was like, oh shit, is this who I think it is? Turn on the subtitles, completely fucking spoils it. It's like, oh, never mind. I guess that is what's happening. All right.
Yeah. Or I had a point and I lost it. God damn it.
Well, let me get back to my point.
Yeah,
Angel's Egg is fucking fantastic. I gave it 5 stars because it's so fucking good. I mean, like, the art was just there's these really good shots that you can tell are just hand drawn, and like having like leaving it to that, like that hand drawn like style was really fucking good. And like it's just like, I love that. Like I said, I love that environmental storytelling, because that's how Dark Souls does really well with its story, is that it doesn't give it to you. You have to kind of piece it together, and piecing it together is really, it's like, it's kind of like, oh shit, this is what happened. And then you're like, oh fuck. Like, because that's what's cool too, is that like sometimes, throughout history and like, with archaeology and stuff, it's like, you won't have the full fucking story. And like piecing it together is like, with art and then with actual history, it's completely different. But like, it's for a lot of people, it's a unique experience.
It adds to the experience. It's like fun to kind of like think and ponder on it. 'Cause, that's what I would think a movie would want you to do. It's kind of like not only just think about what you saw, but also like ruminate and like go dig further down. Especially like, if there's like a plot there. Of course, there's a right and wrong way to do everything. Yeah. So like, you can tell a minimalist story and not feel your plot is being lost, but also at the same time there can be like some extra substance there for people who are willing to go a little further to seek it out.
Yeah, and like the music was crazy haunting. Like you really felt like it wasn't a horror movie, but like you kind of get that vibe.
It's just like, kind of
it's
spooky.
Very eerie, very unsettling. And I can't recommend it enough. It was a good fucking film.
Yeah, Bandit Rose is the first movie I've given 5 stars to this year. Probably the first movie I've given 5 stars in a while.
Hell yeah.
Because, like you said, most of it is like hand drawn. There's only like 2 particular portions of the film that aren't. There's an actually really interesting composite portion of the film where the initial asteroid or clump that they go to is like a real object that they stuck into this animated film. So I guess give it that, like how it stands out from the world around it. And also when they're sort of tracking the crew members inside of the station, that part is CG, like the 3D schematic stuff. The rest of it is just like densely, achingly drawn, like mechanics and like circuitry and like
Yeah.
It's just like I wanted just to stop and just like look at everything, because it and plus it has like this kind of like like a thing with Cowboy Bebop. It's like this lonely, like space jazz kind of aesthetic or like motif throughout it. It's because especially with the opening portion and then the ending, it's like it's just like there's just 90s anime space vibe that's very singular, and once you know it, you like it just it slips into you.
Yep.
And like that's just a vibe I really like. It puts like the whole like lonely jazz. It's just like an awesome musical aesthetic to
Yeah.
it.
I will say too, for that little girl, Angel's Egg, she's just a fucking baby.
She's just a baby.
Like, I mean, I could just imagine just like picking her up and like, baby, like
Baby.
fucking Lion King.
Baby.
Yeah. Again, like, it's just, I mean, I do think, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't care whoever got their hands on this film. It just needs a physical release. It just needs to be more accessible. Even I'll take streaming as well, but like, I just think, I don't know. I because Criterion, like with their animated selection, I'm like they need more animated stuff. I mean, they don't, as far as I know, they don't have too many.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Fantastic Planet, Watership Down.
This really short picture. Man, I can't remember.
Yeah, Criterion, hire some more fucking weebs, you jerks.
Well, and the thing is too is like they had this whole thing where like they added a ton of art house animation that like. I mean, some of it now I've been able to find on Canopy, but like then they were like, oh, we're gonna cycle it out now, and it's like one of the films they got the exclusive streaming rights for a little bit, and I'm like, what? So
Excuse me?
yeah, so I was like, all right, and like now it's like there's just not that many. Yeah, I just think, and then speaking of other films that again, Possession, fucking on my phone, I have on YouTube, I have a little playlist of movies that I think they're good quality and the full version on there. It's Little Odic, fucking Occult, and Penda's Fen. So Little Odic is a really weird European film about a little tree baby.
Tree baby.
That's really bizarre, but like, you know, it's been on so many like lists and recommended that I was like, okay, where can I watch this? And let me tell you, almost fucking impossible to find. Then Occult is a film. Crap, I thought I could remember his name, but so somebody else I follow, one of his the director of Occult, he has this movie called The Record of Sweet Murders, and that's on Tubi. And I need to watch that. But
is it Koji Shiraishi?
yeah, Koji Shiraishi. So again, it's like because the guy that I follow, fucking, you know, Trevor Henderson, he's been recommending both of those fucking movies, especially Occult. And I was like, well, what the fuck do I watch it? So I found it on YouTube. I hope it is what it is. And then Penda's Fen is a British film that like been long recommended for a while. But again, where the fuck do I watch it?
Yeah, if you have like this weird thing called BritBox.
BritBox. We're not fucking British.
Hello.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
We get it.
Listen, Criterion, all you streaming services out there, not having these films on there, I just got to say it, that's not very stinky of you.
You know, it's just really funny if after we speaking British accent, we just get an email saying, you've got a free subscription to BritBox. Like, all
Would
right.
you like a free subscription sorted today?
Okay.
And then it just cuts to like the Austin Powers theme song. We're just like dancing.
But yeah, I don't know. Whoever has the job of like, you know, acquiring films,
Work harder, goddammit.
or I think it's a cool job, but work harder.
Yeah, work harder to appease our needs. Our three needs specifically.
I'm trying to think. There was what was it? So a film I fucking watched earlier this year too. Because speaking of acquiring films and stuff, Last and First Man. There was so in the very beginning of the film, there's this guy, I can't remember his name. He starts talking because he was a close friend to the director. So the director of Last and First Man, he died, and he was just kind of like given like a kind of a dedication to him and with opening the film and stuff. And he talked about how there was the director Johan, he heard it's, I think it was somewhere like in Iceland or Greenland or whatever, there was these the fucking film of this show that he used to watch. And I'm just thinking like, man, how crazy would it be if like to find like these films or whatever, you like literally had to travel the fucking world to get the actual fucking like film, or like physically the film itself to fucking put it like out there.
It's like they're like the Indiana Jones of films. It's like this belongs in the Criterion
or Arrow or somebody.
This belongs on Netflix. But yeah, so instead of this, you have just like one like, you know, down to earth movie filmographer who's trying to find lost films to like get them home on physical. And then you have just like, but the Nazis are like Netflix or something.
Fuck.
But it's like literally them like Netflix execs, but they have like instead the armband that has the Netflix in on it, and they're just trying to like, no, we're gonna get it, put it on Netflix, and just do shit to your subtitles.
And and then for some reason they're like, we gotta find the Ark of the Covenant. We gotta find it. Like, why?
And like every single one just has that one cut from their sub Evangelion of Calvary looking back. You're worthy of my grace.
What the fuck? Okay.
Because when for reference, when the Evangelion was first being put on Netflix, there was a lot of hoo and hawing over the quality of the subtitles, and one of the
I forgot about that.
One of the more infamous changes was like when Calvary's talking about his affection for Shinji, they replaced like a romantically charged or subtext line with "You're worthy of my grace."
Yeah. It was, yeah. But yeah, no, I just, when I heard that, I thought that was cool. I was like, man, I wonder if like that was something you legitimately would have to do, is like to acquire these films, especially with how long they've been in limbo or lost. It's like, are you gonna have to do some Indiana Jones type shit? Like, that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's what I watched. I'm still trying to chip away at watching a ton of fucking movies before the month ends.
Canon fucking blew all of us away.
Yeah. No.
Canon and Colt.
Yep. I mean, I'm at 9, and like, what's fucking funny is that like I haven't ever. It's only until I quit my fucking job have I actually had the drive to watch any fucking movies. But like, I only had that because like. So I did that watch party with Colt, and like in a way that kind of forced me to be like, oh well, it's a friends event, so I have to watch these movies, even though like I really want to watch fucking movies. So
I watch movies, not my movies.
I don't want to watch them too. My movies.
I mean, if a movie watch is a movie watch. It's on your list. Well, I think this might be a good point to tie it off for the week. A lot of good content, a lot of good banter. A lot of good recommendations for you at home to check out. So do your homework, because there will be a quiz afterwards. We will test you on all the movies we watched and we told you to. So get on it.
We will. I'm sending I'm sending messages to my test makers right now.
Yep. So thank you all so much for listening today. You can follow us wherever podcasts are found: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast.
I'm sorry, are we boring you?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do the fucking plugs over here.
I didn't mean to. I just yawned. Fuck off. God damn.
I lost my place. I got to start over.
Go ahead.
But you can follow us wherever podcasts are found: on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify, Anchor. Be sure to like, rate, subscribe on all those platforms. Helps us out, keeps us visible, puts us in front of new listeners. We always appreciate you when you do it. You can follow us on our socials, on Twitter and Instagram, AUYCH Podcast, on Letterboxd and Facebook at AllYouCanHear. And on Cage and Greatness this week, you can look forward to the Cage crew doing our review of Teen Titans Go! To the movies.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
And Nicolas Cage plays Superman in that movie.
Oh, okay.
And also, go check out last week's episode, which was our Volume 1 of Best of Moments from the show. So go check that out. And lastly, you can follow me, Patrick, on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name.
My name is John JoJo, whatever you want to call me. You can follow me on Twitter, JoNIBI24, and John Oates 12 on Letterboxd.
All right. I'm Wenzel. Thank you for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at WensleyBook. You can follow my art Instagram at WhatAWenzy. You can also go to my Linktree and follow me on Goodreads and Letterboxd. I'm trying to put out reviews for stuff to really think about my stuff that I read about stuff and and watch Angel's Egg and have a good day.
All right.
I'm sorry, I already bored you, JoJo.
Oh, it's okay, JoJo. It's over. The show's over now.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's put the baby to bed. Have a good night, everybody.